Here the lights go green and this guy spins into the barrier, and when the session gets yellow flagged, this guy almost hits me. Here the lights go green and I go wide, and this guy manages to overtake me on the inside, but I think it's the guy that crashed into the barrier. But then this guy overtakes me and this guy overtakes me, but then the guy in front slows down and the guy behind him hits him, so I have to go wide. Then another guy manages to overtake me on the outside, but I managed to overtake him back. But shortly after that, I go a little too fast on the apex and hit the barrier, and the guy managed to overtake me back. Here I catch up to the guy with the green suit, and we both mess up our entries here. But he gets the outside, but I get the inside, but this guy is much faster than me, so I don't manage to overtake him. Here I catch up this guy, and I'm pretty cautious because if he spins out, I don't want to crash into someone like last video, so I don't manage to overtake him. Here I catch up to the guy again, but this bit is pretty hard to get overtaken on because like there's so many apexes, so I don't manage to overtake him. But soon after, I'm side by side with this guy, and I managed to overtake him and close the inside gap, so I managed to overtake him. But then I spin out, but still managed to overtake him, but he hits me. So I waved back to apologise to him. Here I caught up to this pack, and this guy spun out, but he didn't spin out, he just turned, but I didn't manage to overtake him because I had to brake, because I didn't know if he had to spin out or not. Here I caught up to these guys again, and I accidentally hit this guy, and I still don't manage to overtake him. Here I was going a little too fast on one of the apexes and almost spun into the barrier. Luckily that didn't happen again. I don't know why, but the session gets yellow flagged, but I'm near a ramp and these guys are going a little bit too slow, so I have to overtake them, but I let them through. But shortly after, the marshal stopped me on the track and told me to not overtake on the yellows, which is understandable, but I was on the ramp and the guys were slower than me, and I didn't want to slow down and fall off the ramp and get the marshal to come over, so I had to overtake them. But I don't think the marshal saw me letting them through. So what do you guys think about the situation? So here is what the marshal said. Here the lights go green and I catch up to this pack and have to slow down because this guy slowed down on the apex and I have to stop because I didn't want to crash into him. And the pack slowed down and I almost hit court 4, but my quick reaction time stopped that from happening. And a lot later, the session gets yellow flagged and the session comes to end. But let's get to the next session. Here the lights go green and I managed to catch up to cart 17 and overtake him on the outside, but I was going a little bit too fast on the apex and hit the barrier, but I still managed to keep the position. And soon after I managed to catch up to cart 17, but he's on the inside, so I don't manage to overtake him. But soon after, he gets a bad exit and I managed to overtake him on the inside. Here, cart 20 is behind me and he has the inside, so I have to let him through. But now I need to try to catch up to him and overtake him. Here I catch up to this pack and I'm trying to catch up to him, but I mess up this apex. But now I need to try to catch up to him and I don't mess up this one up, but I kind of mess up this one. But now I was going a little bit too fast on the apex and spun out, and I had to let this person through because if I didn't I would have crashed into him and that would actually make an accident. Shortly after, me and the guy that overtook me managed to catch up to the guy in the red suit, but we managed to overtake him on the inside. Here I catch up to this guy again and I almost managed to overtake him, but he closes the gap on me, so I couldn't manage to overtake him, but he goes a little bit too wide on the apex and I managed to catch up to him, but I go a little bit too close to the next apex and he gets away from me. Here I catch up to the guy in the green suit and I realise this guy is on the inside and I have to let him through, and cart 14 was behind him, so he manages to overtake me. And here I realise I was going a little too fast and almost spun into the barrier, but I managed to get out and keep chasing them. Here I catch up to the pack again and I almost get a good entry, but don't manage it and the guys get away again. Here I get a good entry on the inside and I manage to overtake the guy in the green suit, but then I spin out, but he doesn't manage to overtake me for some reason. Here I managed to overtake this guy on the inside, but I was going a little bit too fast on this apex and he manages to get side by side with me,
done me battle for a second, and he manages to overtake me on the inside. Here Cart then slows down and the cart behind me hits me. It looked like it hurt, but it didn't really hurt. And shortly after I get to the apex and the guy manages to pull a switchback on me, then I have to let him through because I would have hit him on that apex. And for some reason the session gets yellow flagged. I don't know why it happened, but it happened for some reason. Here the lights go green and the guy in the green suit manages to overtake the guy in the blue suit, but I get side by side with the guy in the blue suit, but he has the inside and I almost crash into the barrier, so I have to let this guy through. Here the guy in the blue suit manages to overtake the guy in the green suit and I almost crash into the guy in the green suit. Luckily I had good reaction time and didn't crash into him. I do not know what Cart 10 was doing, but he lost traction and I almost hit him, so I have to slow down and spin out and lose some time on my lap. Here I caught up to this guy and I almost crashed into him because he was a little bit slower on the apex, but then I get side by side with him, but he blocks me on the inside so I can't overtake him. Here I get side by side with this guy in the green suit, but he manages to close the gap on me, and this guy barges into me and gets an overtake on the inside. I don't know if he even can consider that an overtake, but I can't do anything about it. I do not know what I was doing here, but I almost crashed into the guy in the blue suit, but I just barely missed. I guess I'm just lucky, I don't know. Here the guy in the blue suit gets the good overtake on the guy in the green suit, and I try to get overtake, but he closes the gap on me, so I don't manage to overtake him. Here I almost hit this guy again. I don't know, but this guy is not the best at turning on the apexes. I think this is one of the first times I've seen this guy actually have a good entry into apex, but luckily I didn't crash into him this time. I do not know what I was doing here, but I think I was just trying to pull a bunch of switchbacks like here, but they didn't manage to hit, but then I got this one, and I actually got overtake on this guy. And here's the end of the session. Luckily I managed to overtake that guy in the green suit, but if you enjoyed this video, please like, and if there's anything I need fixed, please comment.